What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotch the TYE coming at you once again, Habari Karate, but this time with a top 16 deck profile from what I played at ARG Indianapolis this past weekend. We're going to get right into it. For the first time ever, we didn't play, Go Tanks, so it was a little weird for us, but we played StarterKu. And, we walked into this event not really prepared. We had no idea what we were playing. We kind of were going to play our Cell Tanks list, which will come up eventually. I'll put up that list eventually, but this was the deck list that I ended up making at 3 a.m. after playing with PPG for several hours before the event, after talking it over with Trey Faircloth, with Danny Hype, and a couple of other members that were in the KTM house with me. And the numbers were a little different, We spent a lot of time playing against Chris Abella, who ended up winning ARG Indy. Shout out to him. But, hanging out with Peter Catani, Chris Abella, Alejandro Mena, and, of course, Eddie St. Hilaire and Marcel. I almost called him Marcus just to troll him, but Marcel Russell. So they kind of just molded me. They molded me. We were never a bad player at this game, but let's move right into the deck list. We started off with StarterKu. Pretty much everybody knows what Super Saiyan God Goku does and what his Awakened side does. Every time he swings, untap an energy. When he's awakened, swing, draw a card, untap 2 energy. So we ran the Bulma package. And in running the Bulma package, we got a little antsy. So, of course, to start off, it's 3 Bulma Supporter of the Future. The card searches the Trunks. We have 1, 2, 3 different Trunks targets in this deck. Because you can't hit this. It'd be so nice to be able to hit Time Patrol, but you can't hit them. So, 3 Bulma, basically just an energy color search. That's all it was. 3 Whis Coercion. I was super uncomfortable playing only 3 Coercion. But it ended up being fine, and when we get into your sideboard, you'll understand why. 4 Majin Buu, standard. 4 Senzu Bean, never less, never more than 3. That's normally my rule, but we played 4 for this event. 4 Bundle of Curiosity Son Goku. Only 2 Full Power Trunks. Only 2. So again, Full Power Trunks was mainly in there as an energy search. It was our guaranteed green if we hit the Bulma. We were only playing 2, which more often than not gave us a little, it was a little rough sometimes hitting that and not hitting the other colors that we needed. So Full Power Trunks also we pushed in for game a couple of times. Not a lot of people expect that. 3 Determined Super Saiyan Son Gohan. If I could cut anything from this deck, it would be I'd cut this down to 2. I hated this card. This card was an energy most of the time, and the few times that I did bring it out was mainly to kill things that I could have just done with Returning Evil Golden Frieza. But again, it's a card we would have cut down. 3 Time Patrol Trunks. This card is phenomenal. I love this card so much, especially partnering with Returning Evil Golden Frieza. So what it does is you basically banish, but you warp 2 of your, or warp your drop area if it has 3 or more cards in it to summon it. Then check the top 2 of your deck. Either add 1 to hand or place. You add 1 to hand and then place 1 on the top or the bottom of the deck. It's a very good card. It's a great play, like I said, with Returning Evil Golden Frieza. You play it, do your search, then attack with it, and then bring out Returning Evil Golden Frieza, bounce it back to hand to use it again at the end, or use it again next turn. 4 Boost Attack, that's standard. 1 Light of Hope Trunks. This is one of the cards that I would have changed as well, so it would have been I'd take out a Gohan, put it in a 2nd Light of Hope, because there was a lot of times where I just wanted it either, push in for 25k, because once you're at 5 more energy, you're giving your leader and itself 5k, plus Goku already has a 5k boost when it swings. So a swing in for 25k, which is, is really good. It's really good. I love it. But again, we ended up not having a whole lot of power when it came to that kind of stuff. So moving on, we've got Ultimate Judgment Jocko. Card we saw that Chris Abella didn't main deck, but I main decked. I love Jocko. I think that it's absolutely necessary in this format, especially with Vegeta and, well, with Vegeta being so prevalent, mainly. With the combo summons like Raging Spirit Son Gohan, it's a great way to bounce him back, and it's a great tech in against Cell. So primarily the main reason it was in this board because I knew that I was going to come up against Vegetas during the day, and it always is really funny to watch their face when they first turn, pull a life, then drop, further inspection Champa, and you just bounce the Champa back. It's funny. It's funny. I love it. It's funny. But then, of course, 3 Raging Spirits on Gohan. Then we've got 4 Hidden Awakening Kale. Great card, but I hate it at the same time. Yes, it's a good card, but it will always be a target to pop. They're always going to try and get rid of that card, which is why it's kind of nice. It baits out the Bloodlust, it baits out a couple of other targets that normally would normally be, you know, put on something else. But again, Kale always charged one, had 3 of them, was like bop, 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 bringing them out separately. 4 of this next card, of course, it's me. It's got to be Gotenks, and my favorite card in this deck is clearly Super Saiyan Gotenks. It's a 1-drop effectively, because when you summon it, it untaps 2, then swing in with Goku, untap 2 more. So it's like you get a draw off of it, you get a draw off of Goku, and it's consistent. It's like ba 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 bam. I like it. I like the card a lot, and it's not only because it's Gotenks, it's because it is a very powerful card. It is one of the bombs of this card. You drop Gotenks, they're like crap. Untap, swing, untap, drop another Gotenks, and they're just like, yeah, GG, you got it, dude. Like, next, we've got 3 results of training. I absolutely hate this card. I can't stand this card. If I play it at 4, I see it too often. If I play it at 3, I never see it. It's just, it defies all of my logic as, like, what I normally determine in a deck build. And I hate this card, but as much as I hate this card, there is nothing better than seeing it when your opponent has just spent 4 turns keeping you at 6 life or 5 life, and you're just sitting there. They're awakened, they've got 11 cards in hand, you've got 4 in hand, you're just like, yeah, let's rip the results. But then again, once you use the results, or if the deck awakens you, it's just like, now I've got 3 dead cards in my deck. So very, very often against certain matchups, like against the Vegeta matchup, I was siding out this card every single time. I was siding it out, all 3 of them. And last but not least, Returning Evil Golden Frieza. I freaking love this card, but I don't love this card as much as Gotenks. There was a lot of times where Returning Evil Golden Frieza was just an energy to me, especially since I had a really bad habit of opening them. 2 or 3, like, I would open 2 of them all the time, and I'm just like, great, toss 2 back, get 1 back. I'm like, well, there's my blue energy for this turn. So, going into Super Saiyan Gotenks, untapping, swinging with Goku, untapping, dropping Returning Frieza, bouncing Trunks, that was one of my favorite plays. Same thing with Light of Hope. If I played Light of Hope, I'd swing with Light of Hope. Or I'd swing with Goku for 25, untap 2 energy, swing with Light of Hope for 20, bring out Returning Evil Golden Frieza, bounce the Trunks back to hand so that I would have it again next turn instead of them trying to kill it. But that's going to do it for the main board. We're going to slide on over here to the sideboard. This was what we ran for our sideboard this weekend. The 4th Coercion, of course, because I needed that 4th Coercion against Vegeta. Against certain matchups, I just wanted it. Mafuba was in here mainly as a Cell tech and a Goku Black tech. I can't stand getting hit by that big Zamasu Prime. I hate Fuse Zamasu. So Mafuba was in there just because I always lose to Goku Black and I wanted a tech out to it. But also it's really great because most Cell players will swing in on you with the 5-drop. I don't know why they do it. You know, if you see 2 energy open, you just don't do it, but a lot of people do. 3 objection. This was my main answer to androids. Being able to burn my hand down and ramp up fast enough to start putting my bombs on the board was pretty much the only option I had against that deck, in my mind. The 4th Raging Spirit Son Gohan's in this deck, or in the sideboard. The other 2 Jackos, because I needed to have that access to 2 more Jackos. For the mirror, we had the Energy Boost Spears. I wanted the extra popping power, so we would side out something. Generally, like I said, it would be 1 Gohan, and then it would be one Frieza, and we put in the 2 Beerus, and we would move from there. And then we also had the Princess Speeds. We had 2 Princess Speeds in the sideboard for the Cell matchup and for hand destruction. That way, you know, we had a way to get our hand back. Chrisabella had a great answer for it, and that was the 5-drop Android 17. I didn't even think about that. Again, I had never actually talked to him about the build. I got to play 2 games with his deck, and he wanted to play with my Cell Tanks deck because, I don't know, the deck is fun to play, it's just not that great. So I got a little bit of an, I got the idea of the deck, you know what I mean? But I wanted to build it in a way that suited me the best, and the one thing that I did was my sideboard. This sideboard was all me. I didn't see Chris's sideboard at all. This was just my personal ideas, except for 1 card, and that is the next card, Raging Attacker Vegeta, and this is the last time I listened to my best friend Trey Faircloth, because I swear to God, this man is trying to demolish me. I didn't play this card once. I didn't play this card once, even though, like, sure, is it good in certain matchups? I guess. He was telling me it was mainly in there for the Cell matchup. I'm like, that's cool. Guess what else I have for Cell? I got 5 cards, 6, 7 cards that I could put in against the Cell matchup. So it's like, didn't really want to do it. But guys, that is the sideboard and the main board for my top 16 regional deck. If you guys like what you saw here, drop that sub in the bottom of the screen. Hit the like button. Don't forget, guys, we stream So come check out the stream as well. There's going to be an ad at the end. And also thank you to all of our sponsors that we have. And thank you to all of our viewers, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. See you next time.